Check 1 2.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Check 1 2. I thought this morning, if it worked, what should be said? From the microphone used by the woman who identified herself as Orphan Ann. We called her Tokyo Rose. But her name was Iva Taguri, and she told the troops where the bombers were going to come so they could prepare. She hid all of her information. She disguised the words that she was using to hide them from Tokyo, not from the Americans. This microphone hasn't been used since her broadcasts in the 1940s. So here's what should be told. America, tell the truth. Tell the truth, even if it means in the end it hurts you. America, don't believe everything that your country and your government tells you. Because while many times, most times, it's true, in many critical times, it's an out-and-out lie. And it's not an American problem, it is a government problem. It is a human problem. People want power, and they will do anything to keep that power or enhance that power. It's incumbent upon you, if you want to remain free, to do your own homework. And if you don't, you will lose your freedom. And because of that, innocent people will suffer. Truth and justice is the American way. If this microphone could speak, it would tell you this. Your country told you lies. Iva Taguri was not a traitor. She was wrongly tried and wrongly imprisoned. And real justice for her is now beyond our grasp. But if this microphone could speak, all that it had seen or heard, my guess is it would say, listen to the voices of the past. Listen to the voices of the past that now cry out. You are the last bastion of freedom in the world. You are smart enough. You as an individual are capable. But if you don't do it, no one else will. Question everything that everyone says. Question the things that are even coming now out of this microphone, just as people questioned it 70 years ago. Find the truth. Because it depends on you. It's calling to you. Don't follow the crowd. Don't do the easy thing. Do the right thing. Because if you still want to believe that you should be called an American, you do the right thing because everything else is beneath you.
Salutations,
Professor Griff.
I'm Tyrell Ventura, and welcome to another exciting edition.
It's jockeying for power. That's not their own. That doesn't even exist. I think we need to keep in mind that the United States government is a corporation, and the corporation is run by a president or vice president and the board. And I think that's what's going on. I don't think the people on Capitol Hill have our best interest at heart.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more there, Griff. I first asked him about his thoughts.
Corporation. That's not their ration. That doesn't even exist. We need to keep in mind that that the United States corporation is a corporation.
He's going against Knight Rider. What's up with that, Ferguson? What the fuck? I like this. Good crap. King of Archie Paul. Squirrels! That was me and John McAfee that did that. Better. So stupid.
Sitting in the city, don't know what the city is getting. The creme de la creme of the chess world in a show with everything but Yul Brynner. Time flies, doesn't seem a minute since the Tyrolean spa had the chess bars in it. All change, don't you know that when you play at this level, there's no ordinary venue. It's Iceland, or the Philippines, or Hastings, or this place. One night in Bangkok in the world's star. The bars are temples, but their pulse ain't free. You'll find a god in every golden question, and if you're lucky, then the god's a she. I can feel an angel sliding up to me. One town's very like another when your head's down over your pieces, brother. It's a drag, it's a bore, it's sweet as such a pity to be looking at the bar, not looking at the city. What do you mean? You've seen one crowded, polluted, thinking town, but get tired, you're talking to a tourist whose every move's among the purists. I get my kids above the waistline, sunshine. One night in Bangkok makes a heart man humble. Not much between despair and ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the tough guys crumble. Can't be too careful with your company. I can feel the devil walking next to me. Science gonna be the witness to the ultimate test of cerebral fitness. This grips me more than would a muddy old river or reclining Buddha. Thank God I'm only watching the game, controlling it. I don't see you guys rating the kind of mate I'm contemplating. I'd let you watch, I would invite you, but the queens we use would not excite you. So you better go back to your bars, your temples, your massage parlors. One night in Bangkok, the world's star oyster. The bars are temples.
an angel sliding up to me. One night in Bangkok makes a...
Mine's for you. Don't make me laugh. We're one people. It's a myth created by Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, now you never go with Jefferson, huh?
My friend, Jefferson's an American saint because he wrote the words, all men are created equal. Words he clearly didn't believe since he allowed his own children to live in slavery. He's a rich wine snob who's sick of paying taxes to the Brits. So yeah, he wrote some of the words that aroused the rabble and they went out and died for those words. But he sat back and drank his wine and fucked his slave.
I created you, Jack. I am your God.
This guy wants to tell me we're living in a community. Don't make me laugh. I'm living in America. And America, you are. America's not a country. It's just a business. Fucking pay me.
Why, hello, peasantry and worker underclass. Nyo. All right, I can't do any plus 9500s. I'll leave that to SG because he's doing Circo, which is more important in this video. Okay, his is more important than this one, but this one backs up his. Okay, so it's kind of obvious by now. Everybody understands the basics. The United States is a corporation. Your cities, your towns, your states, counties, corporations. You don't run them. You didn't set them up. They were snunk in on top of you, mostly during Reconstruction after Lincoln. Okay, Lincoln was clear, right, about enthroning corporations. Jefferson was very, very clear about that. Okay, let's just say that they ain't around from here. You know, ain't around from here at all. Okay? All right, so moving on. You already know the law of information and how they bypass true grand juries with actual indictments and go with grand assiza that the judges run. All right? Or tax collectors, debt collectors, okay, based on law merchant, okay. Their job is to make magic penal statutes, the Bar Association, and the whatever you want to call the politicians, right? And who are bought and paid for. Nobody's confused by this. There'll be once in a while you'll get an honest politician in there, but that's about 30 seconds later he learns. And you can't be exactly too honest because you've been bought out by a bunch of people before you get to the state level, much less the feds. I think we all agree on that. All right, that they're looking for the gravy train with biscuit fucking wheels, right? And any low-grade shyster can do that. So that's what they are. I don't give a fuck about them, okay? Now, anyway, remember that they'll always tell you that they're on your side. How many times have you fallen for that one, retard? So, anyway, moving along. So, that's where the private corporations are coming in. They've always been here, but the game is, as Silver G said in his first Circo video, they changed their names. They, quote, buy each other out, unquote, and change the names so they can hide their shit. Shell corporations. If I remember rightly, there were some very fine Italian gentlemen that worked out in Las Vegas that knew exactly how to do that shit. But magically, the mob ceased to exist. No. They went, quote, respectable, unquote, with corporations. That's what they did. Well, this is not new. They learned in the 30s what's already been going on in this country since the very beginning with Washington and the others that knew exactly what this was. That's right. Crown corporations running through here, right, and so on and so forth. Somehow, magically, you read a couple pieces of paper. We're free. No, you're a fucking idiot. But anyway, so what has this got to do with the private industrial prison complex? Well, that's easy. On vacation, I was able to collect much data, shall we say, informationals from quite a few very interesting sources. Okay? And one of them is, you'll catch some of this, and the men's rights dudes, Manosphere, Arini, and the others, Roller Steve, whatever have you, part of what I was told was there are 4 private yards going in here in Oklahoma. Right? 4 private, for-profit, corporate. All of it's for-profit, by the way, because you're under law merchant, right? Contract, revenue generation, law, quote, law, unquote. Okay? So, with that swap up, you got to remember that the social engineers were doing a bunch at once. Eugenics, schools, law, they did it all at once. You have to look real close. Wilson was their paid-off whore. Okay, President Wilson, along with all the other presidents. I ain't friends with none of these motherfuckers. So, anyway, just moving along. So, Chuckles Boone in 1881 writes Law of Corporations. However, he's not the only one, and it's always been like this. Okay, but some books are better at explaining it to everyone than others. So, Chuckles the Boone gets the credit. Okay. Which Chuckles T. Boone, T stands for the. So back to the private prison. So, you've got your corporations. They're convincing scumbag politicians to sell out your states. Alright? Now, the state was already sold out. It was never yours. There is no Oklahoma, the independent state, the Republic of Oklahoma. There was no such thing. It was a direct creature of the federal government that took it over. Okay? That forced the vote, etc., so along with some other groups involved in there, as you know. And so there was never a Republic of Oklahoma any more than there was a Republic of Texas. There might have been for a very brief time in Texas history the Republic of California. It was very brief, and then the military took over California, if you'll remember, and forced votes. Okay? Or not votes. Depends on how it works. So anyway, so the state here is a direct bitch of the feds. All right, just a low grade hooker. Nothing wrong with hookers or any of that. I'm just saying these people make hookers look bad. They do. So let's get into some interesting stuff. Those 4 private yards that are being built are for chomos, child molesters, or sex crimes. Well, you see, they've changed the little game for revenue generation where everything's a fucking sex crime. Take a leak in public, sex crime. Right? That's right. Now, here's a really funny, interesting, fun thing. If you're convicted of some type of sex crime, you can't own guns. Do you get what's going on? They're not taking your guns by force, retard. They're going to call everyone a fucking criminal. And if everyone's a fucking criminal, can't nobody own guns. Now, I'm not going to put it up on this video, but I'm going to tell you a story that I have first-hand knowledge of. Alright? On misdemeanors now, which has never been seen to my knowledge here before, and trust me when I asked around, nobody's ever seen this. They're extending the non-right to own firearms to misdemeanors. So, some of these nice little misdemeanors, you can't own guns afterwards, as if you're a convicted felon. They're extending those debt penalties into those areas. Now, you might be going, what? Well, it's okay. I've got paperwork that shows that. So don't forget that. Okay? Now, there's more involved here as well. It's also been confirmed. I've confirmed 4 times through 4 different people that on food stamps they're cutting individuals $10 a month. I don't know how much they're cutting families. Okay? So remember that. Okay? It doesn't do anybody any good. But the point was, remember that. Okay? So they're going to do that. Second, John Law's doing the, quote, public good, unquote. They're completely bypassing even parts of law merchant by going into a new area. This really vague constitutional horse shit. Right? Like, let's say you can throw away the idea of an independent sheriff. They're not. They're federal sheriffs. That's why you hear these retarded sheriffs running around saying the Constitution, Constitution, Constitution. It's because he's a federal employee, retard, under the, quote, public health, unquote, which you can prove really easily depending on where you look, like Dun and Bradstreet. That proves that. I've got that documented as well. All right, they're under the public health, which is under the state. This state here is a direct bitch of the feds. All right, so remember that. Okay, it's a direct lineage and line on the corporations and the franchises. So the counties do the same fucking thing. It's not a state county, that's a federal fucking county. All right, and that doesn't even count Federal Reserve districts. That doesn't count the cities, which are supposed to be separate, but they're not separate because Chuckles Boone was quite clear. They're direct creatures of the state, and the state here is a bitch to the feds. So there you go. All right, dun-dun-dun. All right, so moving along. The revenue generating part of it is they're going to claim public goods so they can go around. This is how they're doing it now. I have 4 confirmed cases when they were doing street sweeps in different parts of the country. What they're going to do is say, with no probable cause, no warrant of any kind, no indictments, not even any affidavits before they get you. Here's the game, retard. They're supposed to have the warrants and the indictments and, let's say, the affidavits before they get you, not after. That's the fucking scam with trial by information or trial by law merchant. The magistry system that they're running. The scam of it. Now, I can show that in the ABA Journal 1920 in Oklahoma. They banished the justice of the peace system. These are magistrates, not justices of the peace. Not even remotely. They work for, and Vinny V did a video over it here just a while back. So all hail Vinny V, where they called the Bar Association over there and said, "Are you a private company?" And he said, "No, we're a private association." The dude's not lying. They're not a company, they're a corporation. Understand that that's the scam that they're using. The Bar Association is a private corporation. Private corporation. Who the fuck is the stockholder in it? The government is. And it was to get the government, the corporation, the state corporation, to get you away from running your own shit so they could run it under a British issue of banks. All right? For revenue generation. For social engineering. All of this came down at the same fucking time. Where was Chuckles the Kook Darwin and Galton the Kook Darwin and all these fucking social engineers that started eugenics from? Where were they from? They were not from America. They were from Britain. They were not from Europe. Europe borrowed it from Britain. We borrowed it from Britain, and Hitler borrowed it from us. It's never stopped, and it's never going to stop. Okay? But it's highly defanged at the moment. Anyway, so these private prisons are the direct result of the private corporation counties. Okay? They're all working hand to hand. They're passing the buck. The buck is you. You're the human resource that they just keep passing you around. This is how retarded these fucking people are. I can't believe anybody would want to involve themselves in any way with law enforcement when it comes to this. I don't know who the fuck would want this. Because I've got documented cases of them just popping people for no fucking reason whatsoever. Yeah, I can tell you stories. I can tell you stories on that. It doesn't. They just bypass all law and go straight to revenue generation for their corporation, their specific corporation, straight to it. End run, dodge everything. No, not even probable cause, but just a whiny ass hurt by an agent. Now, don't mistake me for saying this section with there not being real criminals. There are real fucking criminals. And you better be careful because there's seems to be a system full of them too. All right, so there you go. So anyway, when you back up, you got to remember the commissioners of a county are the ones that are going to pick you sheriff. Yeah, I know they say different. I know that you believe you vote too, don't you? Well, I'm sure you voted for your district judge and all this other shit too, didn't you? Who picked him? What bar association tells him what to do? Oh, no, I know. They don't tell you what to do, right? You just do it. Yeah, okay. I must be a fucking idiot because I know what the ABA journal, that's right, the American Bar Association journal said. That's right. Some lawyers are not part of that. That's right. They're common lawyers. Some don't belong to any bar associations. Now, I want you to count how many ain't. Okay, anyway, moving on. So, Vinny V made it clear when he did the section about talking to that bar associate about why normal people are not allowed to speak in court. No, it's because everybody's a bar associate except for you. You're not allowed to speak, dummy. You're a human resource. You're not allowed to defend yourself, but you are allowed to do not pass go, but go ahead and hemorrhage all your money to them. Okay? All right. Again, this wasn't a problem under the common law, but the deal is that's the legal common law version that they're talking about, not the real one. So anyway, so on and so forth. Because all of this works together, believe it or not. All of it flows together, Serco and all the other different corporations. They bust out the monopolies, in comes one guy, and they start to reincorporate together, so you end up with retards like the CFR, Serco, and so on and so forth. Okay? And so what do you think John Law is doing? Seriously, what the fuck do you think John Law and them are doing? Counties are supposed to be independent. But if you'll notice, that's not what it says now. Before, that's what it was. Now it ain't. Welcome to the corporation. Okay, sheriffs and on up. Because they don't claim low-level agents, they claim heads of specific departments. Sheriff, etc., judge, etc., okay? And they shift the money around and etc. Always claiming they're broke. They always, I'm broke. No, you're not. You're just a liar, right? You're just a fucking liar. So anyway, remember that, let me go back to John Law. The game is now they're claiming public good, and what they're going to claim is this is what they're going to say. I keep seeing this. You scare me. You make me nervous. So I'm the only one standing here without a gun, and I make you nervous. See? Okay. That is so they can take the issue. Oh, let's say you get a complaint on you. That's so that issue, there's no sale of the note. There's no sale of debt to the officer. He's making the claim himself, which means you can go directly after him. Okay, and they can't shove it back off on the other complainer. The other complainer sold the note anyway. They just dumped it. But in a lot of cases, what you're seeing now is just John Law saying, no, you scare me, so you owe me. So wait a minute. Because I scare people, because you believe this magic shit, magically I scare people, so I got to pay you for that? Think about this. This is how retarded the shit is. This is what they're doing now. Public good. Under public health. Does that not sound like a eugenicist scam to you? Because that's exactly what the fuck it is, with the help of people like Serco, which is part of the government, if you want to look at it that way. Scam artists go back and forth in between the private companies and the government. Same fucking thing, son. Same fucking thing, different names. Okay, so that takes care of the public good deal. The next step is what you're going to start seeing, and I've already seen this, and again, I've got first-hand accounts on this one. The VA is starting to say that when they do psych evals, they're starting to say you have issues. If you got issues, you don't get guns. Okay? Now, John Law is also mixed in with this because they're not going after just one gun if they get you. They're going after all your guns in your house. Now, that's been reported to me by 2 different people. Okay? And you're going, there's the trick. That's how they... And they're trying to do object examples at first. So, for all you doomsday preppers and shit, just buy a bunch of guns and bury them. That's it. Just bury them. And forget they're even there until you need them. That way it blocks John Law and these people from saying only they can own guns. Because that's what this is. The corporation is tired of your shit. They got to disarm you. That's all it is. Okay? Fighting over the retarded Constitution is not going to fix it. The right to bear arms supersedes the Constitution and any other corporate policy. It's a natural right, retard. You don't need permission. However, according to them, within the... Because they've switched kind of from the Commerce Clause to public good. Right? That's what starts happening when martial law comes around. Well, we're going to just take over everything with an iron fist on trade, and now we're going to start doing public good. Okay? And another thing, somebody had told me on food stamps, when you do the paperwork online, that they're also asking about whether you trade your work for your bills with no cash involved. Now, who the fuck gave them authority to step in on that? Well, nobody did. And you don't have to answer the fucking question. Because remember who runs your food stamp service? That's right, Xerox. And if you go look at EBT now, down at the bottom left-hand corner, it says what now? That's right, the captain's not fucking stupid, son. A private corporation runs that. Now, I don't mind Xerox. To my knowledge, they're not eugenicists. I could be wrong. But, I mean, they're a corporation like anything. They're fucking crazy, and they think they're efficient with shit. With accounts, magic numbers, magic credits, so on and so forth. Okay? So, let me tell you something about funding. Okay? The corporation of the state says, we need to do food stamps. How are we going to fund it? They write a piece of paper and says, how we'll fund it is with tax revenue. You don't get that much tax revenue, retard. Ain't nobody got no money to pay it to you. And for fuck's sake, we know the corporations ain't paying it, like Xerox. So, what's the funding, man? Oh, you just tell Xerox they can run it. And then they'll just act like a trust bank. A trust law bank. A corporation. Dun-dun-dun. And they issue private credit. That's all it is. Xerox. I dare you, Xerox, to tell me that you're so fucking smart you didn't catch the part that they just enslaved you the same as they did me. You're so fucking smart, you think issuing credit made you a free man. Oh, no, they got you exactly where they fucking want you. You can't run away now. And if a ship goes down, you're going with it, son. I'll survive. You won't. Okay? So remember that game there. So you've got the VA claiming everybody's fucking crazy because everybody gets a psych eval, right? So remember, if you scare me, but I haven't done anything to you. Well, that's not the point. You scare me. This is making people nervous. Well, they're fucking idiots like you. Well, that's not the point. You're obviously a criminal. Whoa, where's the logic in that one? The reasoning skills involved in that one. Because I said so, that's why, and that's the law. You scare me. You have anger issues or mental issues. Any issues, right? It doesn't matter. The scam is to get the guns away from you. Okay? Or specifically, two things. If everybody's a criminal, they can't own guns. And if everybody's crazy, they can't own guns. One of the two things. Now you're getting to see the second shift of the law. The eugenicist corporate law. The social engineering law. Because they did this shit in the 30s. But what they did, if you go far enough, there were lawyers, common lawyers, before the changeover into the company law, before the changeover, that were getting people out of the draft for World War I, and the Bar Association went after them because they were not attached. That was also in the ABA Journal of 1920. When you had to look through it and you're going, there you are, dude. You were chasing lawyers and judges and shit, busting them out, right? Jacking them up so you could take it over. So that's all this was just a strong-arm takeover by the Bar Association of the law. A private corporation in 1920. But private corporations that always existed. Okay? So remember that. Don't forget that shit. That's exactly at what point, and this is true, the Law Society of England and Ireland used my shit in their magazine. Why the fuck would I go to your private company court? I'm not going to get justice there, motherfucker, because you're trying to charge me with debt so you can make money. That's not justice or law. Yeah, you get the point? So why would you go? Why would you owe them? They're the motherfuckers that are crazy, son. That's how this works. Okay, anyway, just moving along. So anyway, you've got the basics. All right? You've got Kanye West doing the song New Slave with the, what is it, CCA, the corporate prison deal. Well, that's here too in this state. But except it was through a dude named Gene Stipe. Let's drop some names. I don't think he was a Freemason, but it was Gene. I don't know. But it was Gene Stipe, a piece of shit, a scumbag, embezzling motherfucker that somehow magically never got in trouble. Okay? He dodged the bullet and dodged the bullet and dodged the bullet. All right. I think he's dead now. He's a worthless motherfucker if you ever knew of worthless motherfuckers. But part of what he was doing, and this came directly from the horse's mouth, anyway, what he was doing was bringing in his buddies' private companies to attempt to run the government prisons, the state prisons, and begin to split those motherfuckers apart so they could start building private yards like Diamondback and shit like that. Now, the private prisons, the guards get paid half as much with 3/4 of the benefits gone. And you really thought that this was a good idea. It is. On Magic Credit that doesn't exist. Now do you understand what they're doing? They're devaluing you. Okay? All right. So, remember that. I mean, there are innocent people in prison, motherfucker, and in jail and everywhere else, strictly because it's revenue generation off of scams of information. Agents. Just scams. Low-grade debt charge scams. You know, that's it. An agent for a bank is what you might as well call it. For a private corporation. That's all it is, man. Pull the big handle on the slot machine. Ding, we got one. That'll make us 1,000. Ding, the next guy. All right, that's all this fucking shit. It has nothing to do with real law and nothing to do with justice. It's absolutely, it has criminal, civil, they're all the same fucking thing, son. Lex Mercatoria, money, and law of contract. That's it. Okay? That is it. So, when you get into places like Diamondback and them, man, the conditions are not good, not even for the prisoners. Okay? And what you got to remember is in the old days you just paid and walked off. Nowadays they've got all types of shit they add on to you. Well, you got to go to. This is one of the deals you're going to keep seeing where they extend probation or parole because they want you to violate it. They have revenue generators on the street to help you violate it. Why? Because the revenue generator's going to say you broke the law. Sign here. And it's automatic convincing you in probation or parole that you don't have rights somehow. Well, we let you out early because, or whatever the fuck. It doesn't matter. It's just a revenue generation scam. They got you the first time. It's like a bank selling you a car, then coming and getting it, then selling it again and coming and getting it, and then on technicalities. That's all it is, except they're doing it to you. They keep you running through the system over and 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 over. That's why they say once you're in the cell and you write your name on the wall, don't never write your name on the wall because you're just going to keep coming back to see it. That's because that's what they do, revenue generators. All right, you're the one that doesn't get it. Serco gets it. The prison complex gets it. Okay? The prisoners fucking get it. On this motherfucking plantation, It's about two things: social engineering and compliance of you motherfucking slave, because you are a piece of shit to them, and money. That's it, son. And they want to worm their way into every nook and cranny of your fucking life. So expect to see more and more shit moved into misdemeanors. I've also got documented proof, documents. I has the documents, motherfucker, and that's not a joke, showing that the states and the counties and everybody else are beginning to lead into misdemeanor offenses over anything. Just a claim of fucking resisting arrest. Just the claim will make certain that you have to provide DNA on a misdemeanor. On a motherfucking misdemeanor. I got fucking documents on that shit. And you're going to go, whoa, well, that's the object example. They grab a couple of people that they figure is going to overlook it. I can't tell you exactly how long they've been trying this scam, but just watch. It's like saying, well, if you're a felon, you can't vote. Vote for what? The corporation? Who cares? Wait until they start doing that to misdemeanors. They're going to lock you out completely. That's the game. And just keep running you through the prison system. That's it, comrade. That's all they're going to fucking do over and over and over. Okay? Believe it or not. Believe it or not. That's as simple as this shit is. At the beginning of this video, because I'm doing this audio before I do the video, so at the beginning of this fucking video, you should have seen something that fucked your mind up. So who runs your post office? Well, it's J.P. Morgan. Duh. Think about that. Well, no, we don't run it. Well, we actually, a commercial bank. The fuck is the post office using a commercial bank for? Especially J.P. Morgan. Well, we don't run it, you see. What we actually do is just issue credit off the authority of it. But wait a minute. You're not part of the Federal Reserve, motherfucker. Let's look real close at this. How the fuck are you authorized to do that? They're saying, well, we're not issuing money, we're issuing credit. We're issuing credit. Now, one of the other scams is everybody has to get an account, a direct deposit account. We don't want to do checks no more. So you don't like your own bank credit and check form, so what you're going to do is direct deposit. That's so they can turn off the tap at any time on Magic Credit. That's so they can lock you out of the system. If they don't like you, turn off the flow. Boop, done. Now what are you going to do? Oh, we need a riot in California. It's been too quiet in the news. Turn it off. Burp. 2 days later, turn it back on. Burp. That's how hard that is. That's what it's meant to be. The shit don't exist. But this magic shit you do have to take to the store so some asshole that doesn't understand anything will magically give you food for it. It's beautiful, isn't it? One of the best scams. Law is the best scam, if you ask me. Law is money. Money ain't law. Law is money. Without the law, you can't have money. So that's all there is to that shit. And the social engineers jacked your fucking British social engineers jacked this fucking country up 200 years ago. This motherfucker didn't even make it till 1812. That's the end of that shit of this fucking that first corporate United States. Congress is the corporation under the old system, not the presidency. See? You don't see? Under the old system, Congress was the United States corporation. Not you, motherfucker. And who ran around saying, well, only us. We're the only ones that can do it. Oh, Tommy Jefferson, fucking George Washington, ta-dun-dun. And all it was them getting together and saying, well, full faith and credit. Give me your tax money. That's it, dude. What are you, fucking stupid? Blackbeard's not stupid. Al Capone's not fucking stupid. You're fucking stupid. That's what they're doing. Da-da, 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 da-da. Boom, plus 9,500 if you put it all together. Okay, so there you go. I put the one documents up, which was J.P. Morgan. The others I'm going to reserve for another day. But I've got them sitting right fucking here. I can look at them. I can look at them and read them to you exactly what the fuck it says. Exactly what the fuck it says. So, there you go, kids. All hail Professor Griff. All hail SG-2586. All hail Robin Williams. I'm just throwing him in there. All hail, who else? Mrs. Christman, that did the Scientology deal. All hail. And all the others of you. All right? Keep hammering at it. Because you know this is a conspiracy that doesn't exist. You're the motherfucker that's crazy. You are. They're not. You are. You're fucking crazy, son. You are fucking crazy. Cuckoo.